So Vintage Grace, I want to introduce you guys to some of my family that's thousands of miles away, but this is the Masembes, Cyprian and Margaret and their kids. And Cyprian, we send our love from Vintage, and I want to send my love from Braden. He misses you guys.
We miss him.
We want you to come back again.
Our son.
And so obviously we're in the middle of this COVID crisis, and yet we believe that nothing can stop the gospel from moving forward.
Yeah, in this season, one thing that we really want to thank God for is that in spite of the restrictions that have been put in place, many of our young people have taken on responsibility. Each cell has got a leader, and they meet regularly for prayer and for fasting. They also meet for fellowship on Sunday, and we have been receiving good reports. This morning, I was talking to Alex, who is the youth pastor, and he was telling me there's even the new convert that came to Christ during this crisis, someone who didn't know Christ before. So we are so thankful to God for that. But what even impresses me more is the fact that COVID has given us an opportunity to disciple. You know, discipling is not about only teaching, but it's about empowering. We have many upcoming leaders now.
How many church plants right now a part of Frontier?
We have 13 church plants currently.
So 13 plants,
13
all of
church
those
plants.
leaders are being developed as a result, even more so, of COVID. How cool is that? Now,
So
Cyprian, we are
it's really
partnering
wonderful,
with
yeah.
838 Coffee and other ways practically to meet physical needs.
Yeah, the truth is that we've had a long lockdown, and many people here live from hand to mouth. So if they don't work, it means they won't eat. People don't have savings. But what I want to thank God for is the way the church has come up. We have been trying to fend for one another. You keep asking, you keep making calls. How are you doing out there? What are your needs? And I want to thank God that Pastor Andy sent me some money from 838, and we were able to send each of our pastors some money to help their families, first and foremost. Then the money came at such a time when even one of our pastors' wife was critically ill. She was at the point of death. But we were able to send money to take her to hospital. Things have been so hard, even movement, because all means of transportation were banned. So getting movement, you've got to get special permission, and you've got to get an ambulance. So
You have to pay for it.
and you have to pay for the ambulance. So we're so thankful that money came at the right time, and we have sent, the basics of life: soap, sugar, food rations to the families, and it has kept people going. And of course, this has given us a better standing in the community, because COVID has given us an opportunity to show that we care.
And I love also, we bought this truck for construction. It's been used to plant and to build lots of churches. But now the truck's also being used to transport food, and it literally being guarded by soldiers at times. What's that all about?
Because people are so much in their need, there was the fear that people could just come out in big numbers and
Grab
and loot all the food.
Right.
And it may not get to the people it was intended, because on that occasion we had intended to give food to the elderly and to the disabled.
And that's something that we love in partnering with you guys, is you're just living as missionaries with your neighbors and your villages and in all your communities. One of the things we're excited about as a church is to help sponsor the medical clinic project. How do you see that being an instrument of grace to your churches, your villages, and also future churches?
That is going to be a dream come true. Out in the villages, there are many people that have ailments within their bodies, but they don't have the money to go to the clinic or to the hospital. So they will just kind of live with pain in their body, or they will take herbs. And so we're looking at a time when we'll be able to demonstrate the love of God, not only by preaching the gospel, but also by meeting, the needs of the body, presenting a holistic gospel, holistic ministry. We could do medical camps whereby people could get free medical attention in different communities. We are looking at the vision of the clinic. It's going to empower. It's going to give us actually a platform from which to preach the gospel, from which to present Christ. We want the clinic and the neighborhood of the clinic to know what we are doing. So we had begun meeting with about 12, 15 people every week. And they would come. I would just ask them to come, and we would do what we call a discovery Bible study. A discovery Bible study. And it was so nice up to the time when all meetings were closed. And I told them, you know what? This is only for a short time. When the ban is lifted, we shall begin meeting again.
Yeah, and I know your heart is to see that church plant come. It sounds like the church plant's going to beat the clinic as far as up and going. And it's because you guys have a phrase in Uganda, right? Life is short and hell is...